Hello. Who are we?
We are Pendragon.
And what are we watching?
Afterglow Progressive Rock TV.
Can't go wrong.
Right, so what brings Haze to this neck of the woods?
Sprig and Mist. They asked us to do a gig with them and we said yes, which is what we always say. We've been down here, the musician last a few times before, for down in Stanfest, which is like a big prog fest just once a year. We played them, so yeah, we're happy to come down and play.
So how are you finding like the music scene now? I mean, do you think there's a progressive rock revival, or is that just imaginary, or what? I mean, I seem to feel that, but
I don't know. I'm famous for saying not too enthusiastic things about the whole 80s prog revival.
Yeah, we're a bit critical, I think, in the prog scene.
Not of the bands, not of the music. It just never seemed to take off. It became like Marillion made it, and everyone else kind of nearly did, or split up shortly afterwards. And we don't do it for any reason other than because we like to play music, and this is the kind of music we like to play. We're not sure if it's prog. People call us old school prog, meaning we're sort of 80s prog, but I think we probably hark back to the 70s more than anything.
Yeah, I'm going to say, because you've been doing this a long time now, haven't you?
46 years, you know.
46.
I do think that there is there's a bit more sort of enthusiasm around this sort of both newer bands coming up and sort of older bands sort of dragging themselves back out of the woodwork, like Trilogy being back on the road, and all the other newer bands that they've got to be playing with, people like there seems to be a bit of a, whether it actually translates into people at gigs and record sales remains to be seen. There's definitely there's enthusiasm, I think, seeing other bands coming along doing comparable style of music.
So Solstice seem to be doing really well at the moment, don't they?
I mean, yeah, we've done 3 or 4 festivals on the same bill as them in the last couple of years, and that's been really good to see them.
Arguably, I think it was Dan that pointed out a lot of the music we're doing now is verging on fusion, rather than prog as such. But of course, they've got prog credentials. We've been doing it as long as we have.
I mean, one of the things I always liked about Solstice was they were a bit different to your average prog band. I mean, they had that very much folky influence. Yeah, there was as much sort of Fairport convention as there was in the sound in the 80s, and now there's a lot of jazzy feel in the guitars and the keyboards, and something else that marks them out as different is that most progressive rock bands, basically, ourselves included, do fairly miserable songs. It's all about death and destruction and the end of the universe and just common garden misery. Whereas someone like Solstice, everything's like joy and happiness,
positive.
I mean, sometimes, you know, there's only maybe you hit the limit of how much joy you can take. But they are really good at like doing a whole hour and a half show of just sort of pure uplifting music.
Maybe that's the next prog movement. It's happy prog.
I think they're
Happy prog.
one band in that. Yeah, I think Solstice. It's great to see them doing so well and playing at the festivals and doing stuff.
So that's what I was thinking. I mean, it's bands like Solstice, you know, seem to be sort of on the rise. Surely bands like yourselves must be catching some of that. Surely.
To know, you have to know what fans will translate to other bands. It's like we've always tried to be a bit chameleon-like. It's like tonight we're playing with Spring and Mist, and we sort of thought which side of us will we show to.
Yeah, I think they got the billing wrong on that. I think you should be headlining myself, but apart from that, honestly, I do. But
the thing is, it's their gig, and to be absolute. This is the weird thing about us, is that I mean, it's quite good that I think people think we're bigger than we are. You know what I mean? There's something almost legendary in the name Haze.
I think people just can't believe we're still doing it. It's the same thing.
But when it actually comes, you know, if we booked a headline gig here and it was just us and someone we've not heard of supporting, I honestly don't think there'd be as many people there as there will be for Spring and Mist with us supporting. Now that's not doing ourselves down. It's, we have got some kind of legendary reputation. It doesn't necessarily translate into bums on seats.
And I think as well, something, I think it was Steve Gould who runs Fusion Festival was saying, you know, if there is a reason why people don't go to see prog bands, it's because there's no engagement with the audience and there's no spectacle. We've always tried to address those while trying to make sure, first and foremost, that the music is as good as we can possibly do, and the point is to play the music. But if you can play the music in a silly hat,
I was going to say, you wear some spectacular hats, don't you?
Like
So,
you want people to see something. Like I have seen, I won't get in trouble by naming any names. I've seen prog bands who are really technically excellent, very, very good. But if you go to see them live, they'll go and just unfold the laptop, plug that into the PA, come out in a t-shirt, and then play the music perfectly. But I don't want to go and see that. I'd be happy to listen to that CD at home and I'd say, yeah, that's a great band, that's a great song. But there was no sense of spectacle in seeing it. Whereas maybe Steve Hackett touring the Genesis music, obviously the music's old, we all love the music from the 70s. But to see that at the City Hall with the kind of lighting that they can do and the stage sets that they can do, that's what I want to be doing. Of course, we haven't got the budget, or
we just have to buy a lot of hats.
We just go on Amazon and shop for it.
so what is the scene like in Sheffield? I mean, is there plenty of places to go? Is there places still open there?
We're losing venues, aren't we?
Yeah.
There are still good places. There is still a very active music scene in Sheffield. We've always had like a fantastic folk scene, and there's a lot of open mics and sessions. There's quite a big underground metal scene there. There's a lot of bands and there's a lot of good bands, but they are kind of fighting over the same few venues to play. There's places like the Greystones are still great to play. Smaller ones like Shakespeare, bigger ones like Corporation, if you can pull enough people for there.
There's a good one at the Crook Social Club, which is within walking distance of where we live. I know John Hackett played there. We've always struggled because really it could hold about 200.
300.
Fairport Convention play it.
Fairport acoustic
tours.
So there are places, but I mean maybe it's good there's more bands and places in Sheffield. It's a good place for music though, definitely.
Right, so you kept us sane during lockdown with your internet broadcasts. Is the internet good for you or bad for you? Or do you think it's
It's got so much potential to be good. I don't know.
It's so big. There's so much there, it's hard to make yourself heard.
But it's a bit like everyone can get whatever they want very easily. Nobody thinks anymore that they should pay anything for music.
Play live.
So you have to go and do it, otherwise but there isn't really a music industry anymore, and it's weird because I can understand the attitude. You can get anything for free. If someone asks us, can you play a cover of such and such by so and so, and you just click on a few things on YouTube and listen to the song. And why should you pay for that? It's there on your computer, you've used your own electricity, you've tapped the keyboard. How do you then owe any money to the person that wrote that piece of music? Whereas if you hand someone a CD, it's, oh, you've given me a piece of plastic, I must owe you 5 or 10 quid for the piece of plastic. That was something's on it. But I don't know how you do that.
I don't know how it's going to change. I mean, it was really good for us during lockdown. That's that. I mean, I'd been like out playing every night up to then, running open mic sessions, playing in any band that asked me to play in them, which was quite a few. And suddenly, like, you hit a brick wall with lockdown, and nothing happening anymore. Kind of the only thing we could do was like me and Paul doing stuff together. You know, we couldn't go out and gig, couldn't meet up with anyone else. So for us, I mean, I think the first one, I basically just took the computer out into the garden, pointed the camera at myself, and did a really rubbishy acoustic set on my own, and then tried to Paul through the next one with me, and it just carried on from there. And it gave us a real motivation, because each week you're thinking, oh, what can we do next week to top that? Or I know, let's play every single album we've ever recorded, so you have to relearn all these things from the 90s. It was a job we even played. You've even forgotten the songs existed. That was fun.
That's right, when you were asking for a request, I was trying to think of the most obscure thing I could think of right now.
But like getting creative with it, like the bingo. I watched the bingo set the other night, it was hilarious. Honestly, it was like a little app you can get in the top corner of the screen, you spin the wheel, what's it going to be? Of course, we decided the categories, but we hadn't pre-decided if it lands on this, we'll do such and such. It really was just making it up.
Yeah, the bingo one, I remember that.
That was the roulette wheel, wasn't it? The actual bingo. Right. We did just draw, put on a £5 plastic bingo thing. We've got 90 songs in there. We were just hoping like hell that certain songs wouldn't come up.
I like the best one where we were just asking for it. We just sat down with a couple of acoustic guitars and just go, what's all on here?
I never realised there's much noisy vehicles around nowadays. Unsuppressed exhaust and the like. Right, okay, still guys look pretty cold out here. Just to wrap up, what's in the future for Haze? Have you got your crystal ball out?
We'll give you the scoop ahead of anyone else.
This will be coming out in May, so I don't know.
Well, possibly so will the next Haze album.
Alright.
Week after and back in for another week. We've got 9 new songs lined up, ready to go. So we're very much hoping that by about the second week of May, we'll have all the songs for a new album recorded, mastered, finished, ready to go. And it's just however long it takes to press those little bits of plastic.
Right. Have you got a title?
Good question. Potentially may well be called, possibly, The Water's Edge.
Water's Edge.
We'll watch that in May and think,
why on earth did we think of that?
There's one possibility.
Yeah, that's the front runner at the moment, The Water.
So how long has it's been quite a while in the making, isn't it, this one?
Not as long as the last one.
The last one.
Not as long as the one before that.
The last one was slap bang in the middle of COVID as well, because we had to have this panic-stricken recording session for one of the last songs we recorded, where we had to put shields up and COVID masks and dehumidifiers and everything we could to try and record the last drums for it. So
there's a song written after lockdown and started.
Yeah, it must be pretty difficult singing with a mask on, isn't it? I mean, well, you wear a few masks anyway, don't you?
We were doing it on the broadcast and we were all doing it.
I've still got I modified a mask with basically a paper clip that was just holding it higher on the nose so that you could actually sing without it impacting too much.
But yeah, that Back to the Bones came out early lockdown 2020, so 2024 is it's speedy for us.
It's not bad. We could have liked to have started it about 2 years ago.
Not as bad as Peter Gabriel, like, but never mind.
We would have liked to have started in 2022, but it's sort of other things going on, a few gigs happening, a few health problems, and sort of before you know it, another year's gone past. We've got started with it, or a gig comes up and you break all the gear down, go off and do the gig, and then another week or two pass and nothing gets done. So we thought if we just commit to going to a studio with nothing else to do, with no other excuse, we just fly on with it.
The next show's in Sheffield at the end of May, 25th.
So that kind of is the 46th anniversary.
That is, that's Haze 46th anniversary. It's 20. I think it's the 25th of May. It's a Saturday night, or is it Friday night? I don't know. It's somewhere. It'll be on the website. Anyway, we're playing in Sheffield.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks a lot. I'll enjoy the gig tonight. I'm sure I will. As I say, I haven't seen you for such a long time, but apart from the internet, of course. But looking forward to it. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.